So then in 1988, Brother Love is born. How
Yes,
does
he
this
was.
happen? Because I'm not trying to do your gimmick. I loved Brother Love. And, man, I tell you what, I used to travel with your brother, Tom Prichard. 4 years your senior?
Yes.
Anyway, back in the day, in USWA in Tennessee, I traveled many miles with Dr. Tom Prichard, and I got a lot of my psychology, a lot of my knowledge, a lot of the stuff that I did in the ring from Tom Prichard. So anyway, we were traveling down the road. You started up it was kind of right in the middle of Brother Love. And I love that damn character. So we were talking the other day before we did this phone call now. So how did this thing start?
Well, we all used to travel together. And again, back in the day, I was a big fan of the televangelist. And as I told you, how we used to do TV in the Mid-South, we'd do Houston Friday, Dallas-Fort Worth Saturday, and Tulsa on Sunday, and do interviews on Monday morning. Well, Sunday night in Tulsa or Bixby, Oklahoma, there ain't a lot on TV other than Oral Roberts, a guy by the name of Robert Tilton, who's the single best televangelist that ever lived,
Yep.
Jim Baker, guys like that. And Eddie Gilbert and I would watch these guys, take notes, and make them a part of our promos the next day. So I always just loved that style. I loved the way that these charlatans could entertain, and also the way that they could manipulate people out of their hard-earned money.
Right.
And to me, it was so obvious and so phony that I loved it. So fast forward, I'm traveling down the road with Vince, and you're in the car for hours upon hours, might have a few cold adult beverages, and I would just start going on and start preaching. And Vince would laugh and say, God damn it, if we ever get out of this business, we're going to get a big tent, we're going to put it up, and then we're going to make some real money. And it would just go town to town. Yeah. And so one thing leads to another, and I pitched him an idea about televangelist type character that goes out and never talks about religion. We never touched religion, never. And he loved it. He looked at me and said, God, I love that idea. It's great. Find me somebody to do that.
Now you're pitching this. You're thinking, hey, this is my gimmick all along,
yes.
Right? Yeah.
I'm pitching me.
Yeah. So he says, go find somebody else.
For him.
Yeah. So what
My
happened?
brothers and sisters, and be hailed. And I'm doing it for him. He said, God, I love it. God, find me somebody to do that. I go, it's me. He goes, God damn, Bruce, you can't do it with that face.
What does that mean? You can't do it with that face.
Well, I mean, I had long hair, and it was a lot blonder then, and it's kind of gray right now. But so I said, I'm not going to do it with this face. I'm going to do glasses. I'm going to slick my hair back. I'm going to have a real slick presentation and shit. Goddamn, pal, just don't see it. So, all right. So I decide that I'm going to dress up, and I'm going to show him. And I get my hair all slicked back. I get some glasses. I get a nice little suit on and everything. And I go over. He had offices at 1055 Summer Street in Stanford. And then the studio was about 5 minutes away over on Hamilton Ave. And so my offices were in the studio. So I drive on over to the main office. And I walk in, and his secretary is like, well, he's in meeting with the head of international and the CFO. I'm like, okay.
So you're bent on doing the gimmick, yeah.
And I just went into a sermon. I laid hands upon Jimmy Troy, and I slapped my hand down on the desk, and I didn't, and apparently when I walked in, it was a somewhat serious and kind of heated discussion going on. I didn't know that at the time, but and I just immediately left. I did my shit like about 2 minutes, and I left.
But just came in unannounced and started being Brother Love.
Yes.
And then got out of Dodge. So then what happens?
And I got in my car, and I drove back over to the studio, and I was scared to death. And I walk up, and I get there, and Assistant Sarah says, what'd you do? I said, why? He goes, well, Vince has called twice. And that's only a 5-minute drive. And he's called twice. He wants you to call him. And I call him. He says, all right, I want to see it on camera. So book the studio, get it all set up. I want to see it on camera. So I'm like, okay, God, he's not pissed. I'm not fired. I still got a job. And now I might have a gig. So I got it all set up. We, do the thing. And Vince says, well, you can't go out there without makeup. So he has a makeup artist put makeup on me. And unbeknownst to me, he had the makeup artist just paint my face bright red.
Right.
So I go, and I'm not looking in a mirror. I just want to get out there and do my shit, right? So I go out and I do it in the studio, and I do the sermon, 3-camera shoot and all this stuff, and I do it, and I come out to watch it now with Vince, and I see my face is bright red, and I've got makeup all over my jacket, all over my tie, all over everything. And he's laughing. He thinks it's great, and I'm like, this is awesome. And I shared this story with you about Tammy Faye Baker.
Yeah.
The other day, Tammy Faye had done an interview with Maureen O'Boyle with A Current Affair. And Maureen O'Boyle asked her about how much makeup she put on. And Tammy Faye, with a straight face and running mascara, said, I don't wear makeup. And it was like, are you kidding me, bitch? Come on. And so I thought that was great because I could always say, I don't wear makeup. I just ooze love.
But it was a rib by Vince, right?
It was a rib.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
But
that
the rib worked out for you. Yeah, it worked out great.
It was, but that's, again, where some people would look at it as a rib, I looked at it as pure genius because it made the character that much more disingenuous.
Right. But it's funny how things happen sometimes along the way if something comes out of a rib. Talk to me about the rhythm and the cadence, about how you put that promo together. I mean, because you're a natural promo anyway. You think on your feet, but that Brother Love was just, man, he could spread some love like a motherfucker. So who influenced your cadence and your pitch?
Mainly Robert Tilton, man, because Robert Tilton could tell you about success in life, brothers and sisters. And I'll tell you what success in life is, because a lot of people are confused. And some people would say, well, Bob, I don't have any money. I have nothing to give. Well, let me tell you something about faith in the Lord Jesus Christ. Because if you only have $1, send me 50 cents. Show me your faith. Show me that you believe. Because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. With that remaining 50 cents that you have, maybe you're going to go in and you're going to spend that, and you're going to find something else that's going to end up where you earn $1.75. Well, you send me $1, and you take that 75 cents and you go back to work and you get even more, and all of a sudden you're going to find that you've got $4. Send me $2. Show me your faith. Show me you believe. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to go out because now you have had some success. And you're going to go out and all of a sudden you're going to have $10. Let me tell you something. You go from $1 to $10. Folks, that's 10 times your money that you start out with. That's what I call success in life. And he would do this for 30 minutes, and these sumbitches would send him money. And I thought, this is the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life.